Hey, how's it going, everyone? My name is Ryan with Iowa Classic Cars, and welcome back to the channel. Today, I am in a local area to myself. I'm in Greenfield, Iowa with Yvette Vanderbrink of Vanderbrink Auctions, and we are going to cover her newest auction that'll be coming up on June 13th, 2026, live and online bidding. That's right. In Greenfield, Iowa. So I'm going to pass the mic over to Yvette. We're going to talk about all these cars here that are for sale, and hope you guys will be bidding and happy viewing here.
All righty. Just hang on to it?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'll put it on your shirt. Either way is fine.
Oh, there we go. All righty. This is quite the deal, Ryan, you know. So you grew up in this area, and you heard about the Greenfield tornado.
I did. I was in my basement that day.
Yeah, which is actually a famous tornado now because it has the highest wind speeds ever recorded for 40 seconds. They were over 300 miles an hour. Yep. But anyway, just blocks away, this town was destroyed. Yep. But this collection, it stayed intact, untouched. And it was inside. Look at all the glass we got. But anyway, Deb Boyer, the daughter, this is a Schildberg collection, and Mom and Dad had this collection, and now they've decided to sell it. They're going to keep a few vehicles for themselves and the family, but we have a lot of Corvettes. So this is a 1960.
This is the coolest one, I think.
You think this is the coolest one? So this is a 1963 split window, and this is a numbers matching car. And of course, with the 63 split window, you have that bar in the back. And love it or hate it, you know, when it first came out, everybody hated it because you couldn't see out, and they cut them out.
They cut them out.
They cut them out. This is a 4-speed car.
Can I open the doors?
Sure, you bet. And we did take this one out and drive it, and it wants to go. And this is a numbers matching car. And it is a dark blue and dark blue interior.
Yeah, beautiful car.
Yeah, it is a beautiful car. It has had a repaint. But very nice car. And of course, you know, on the deck plate on the motor, you'll have the last 6-year VIN, and that tells you it's numbers matching. Yep.
Very cool.
Yep. And then we have family ones mixed in. But we have on the end is a 85. This is a 2000 Corvette Roadster. With
4,000 miles?
4,800 miles. Yes, yes. These are family ones. But this one's pretty cool. So the family owned a Chevrolet dealership besides their quarries, and I think that's how they got their trucks. But this was Dad's, and he loved it. And it has about 6,800 miles, 6,458 miles. And I did drive this.
It smells nice.
Yeah, I mean, barely used. And so this, you can see the you know, there's their name from their dealership.
And if you guys live in central Iowa, you know the Schildberg name.
Yep. They have rock quarries.
Yep.
The 59 is the daughter's. And then, of course, over here, in 1953, Chevrolet developed the Corvette to compete in the sports car market. And they, this was their introduction, and they only made 300 of them.
And what's special about this one? It's a low VIN, right?
Yes, it's number 139. And they all were ermine white. They all had red interiors, and they all had the Blue Flame 6-cylinder motor.
With the tri-power.
Yep. And this one is done correct. I believe that this is not numbers matching, but we want the buyers to come verify on their own. We have all the pictures and different numbers and things. The number on the hinge is different than our VIN, but this is number 139. And this does run and drive.
And the VIN is
right there, yep. It's a very, very nice car. Very hard to find. And then we have a 54. Again, the Blue Flame 6 and the 3 carbs on the side. And this is pennant blue. This is one of the most desirable colors.
It's beautiful color.
Yep. And what's really cool is Dad passed away and Mom bought these. Okay. And so she bought this building in honor of them and the collection, and she put this collection in this location.
one?
Yep. This is a 1955 Corvette. And of course, any Chevrolet person knows in 1955, Ryan, what came in?
The 265.
That's right. Bing, bing, bing. And so this was an option. You could still get the Blue Flame 6, and this has a 265.
You know what, though? If I could get a V8 versus an inline 6, I'm going to pay for the V8. You know?
Yep. Yeah, I had a guy tell me yesterday it was a $3,000 deal to get that motor.
It would have had it up back in the day.
Yeah, and you know, then in the 55 Chevys, then you started seeing it too.
Yep.
And I did drive this one around the square. And, you know, these are all soft tops. There are no hard tops, but...
All three cars run and drive.
Yes. Yep. Everything in here except two do.
But none of them are numbers matching.
I did not verify them as numbers matching, no.
Okay.
They're all correct casting, correct to the build. But of course, we want all of our buyers. I would love for you to prove me wrong.
Exactly.
Yeah. But we also have all the pictures and stuff online and video.
See, what are we looking at here?
Oh boy, you know, this is when things really started going, you know. This is a 24 Buick, but it's not just any Buick. It's a McLaughlin, so it's a Canadian build. And this one does run and drive. Again, we had it out. Huge, look at that, steering wheel. Pretty fancy. And then there are, you know, they put side curtains. And that's where a lot of those, you know, different things. But yeah, top comes down. And isn't that crazy?
It is, very cool. But the 59 Corvette's not for sale.
Nope, that's the daughter's.
I just got to showcase that.
And that has a hard top, soft top, but that's Deb's car.
Yeah, beautiful car.
Yep. All right.
The next one.
All right. I like this one myself. This is a 1937 Chevrolet Cabriolet, and it has a rumble seat. They also, on the Cabriolets in 1937, they did not make very many of these. And this one is a 6-cylinder manual and runs and drives great. This is a beautiful car. This is actually a rare car.
And they made what, 1,300 of these?
I looked at it, and that's one number I saw, but, you know, don't quote me on that. You know, I think you and I, people probably know we're a little partial to GM.
We are. Do you like the Tri-Fives and the Chevelles?
Yeah, yeah.
The Impalas?
All right, now we have our Godfather situation.
And this is a Don Corleone.
Yeah, this is where he goes to the toll booth and they shoot him up.
Yeah.
Except that was a 40 or 41. But anyway, this is a 1942 Lincoln Continental. And of course, you know, Pearl Harbor, December 7th, 1941, was the bombing of Pearl Harbor, and the Big Three took over. They put them into production for war production. This is a 42. This is a V12, and Lincoln started to build airplane motors. And so this is early in the war production, hard to find. Hard to get.
It is gaudy, but it's beautiful.
Yeah, it is very heavy. Very, very heavy. And then we get into our older ones. This is a 1916 Chevrolet. And I mean, when this came out, you know, this was after the Model T. You know, you didn't go anywhere if you had a horse. You know, now you get a chance to go see Grandma. You went to town. You went on trips. I think it's just amazing what the internal combustion let people do, the engine.
The prosperity of America, for sure.
Yeah, industrial age here. Yep. This is a 1923 Chevrolet. I just saw a note that he had bought this at the Harrah's auction. And this is a Roadster, just 2-seater. And I actually took a ride in this one. That was pretty cool.
So these two run right here.
Everything does, yep,
okay.
Yep. And of course, a 57 Chevy, iconic fins. And this is,
57.
Yes, I am. My dad had 60 of them. And this is a 4-door post car. I believe the interior to be original. To me, I think that it's had touch-up on the paint, but I think a lot of this car is original. 283 automatic.
beautiful. And 57 was this K Coral? Is that what they call it?
Yeah, it was coral pink. Yep. I like it.
I love a coral car. I have a 59 that's cameo coral. So.
Yeah. Yep. This is a 32 Chevrolet. Now we start to see where it changes and get a little bigger, a little classier. And dual side mounts, the chrome louvers on the hood. Again, we'll still.
Noticed that the first time I looked
Yeah. Stainless, I should say. You know, and the light bar, kind of like a 32 Ford. Mm-hmm. And 32, a lot of stuff changed in 32.
Absolutely.
Yep. Actually, 31, the Model A, you know, kind of took off. But this is a 32 Chevy. And this one runs and drives great. We took them out. Yep. This one is family is keeping. That's an Amphicar.
Which these you don't ever see.
Yeah.
They got the DNR sticker.
Yep. Yep. This is one car that I want yet.
This is super cool.
Yeah. I would like to get my mom in there and scare the hell out of her. She can't swim.
They're learning quick.
Yeah. And then we have an assortment of Corvaires. The red, the white convertible, we have 63, 65. They'll be on the auction.
The blue one is not, though.
No, the blue one is not. That is another family member's. These are actually great cars. Very easy to drive.
Ralph Nader would disagree.
Yeah, that's right. He's the one who kind of did a number on these, yep. Yeah, I actually drove this one, I think it was. And then a four-door sedan.
And the Keeper is a turbo car.
Yep.
I just want to show that.
Yep.
Kind of a cool option.
Yeah, kind of reminds me of like a hairdryer.
It does. It really does. But there's 4 doors for sale.
Yes, that'll be on the auction. And then we do have 10 projects that'll also be on the auction, 10 project cars. So there's about 49 lots, and there'll be some miscellaneous manuals and books and things for people on site.
All right, let's move on.
All right, and this is kind of an oddball. This is a 50 Chrysler Windsor, and supposedly this was sold in the area. We don't know why he has a Chrysler, but it is it's a great car. It's a nice car.
And you know the guy or the original owner's grandson saw this car.
Yeah, we had it out when we were taking pictures, and he goes, "That's my grandma's car," and so he's going to be coming to the auction, I guess.
Very cool. Yeah, the rear.
Yeah.
Windows.
What I saw was look at all the park stickers.
Yeah. Super cool.
Isn't that neat? And then this is a 36 Chevrolet two-door sedan. And this one has the original mohair interior. It's like a wool.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, definitely original.
You know, and when you go into the older collections that have been in buildings forever, this is what the mice like to eat.
Well, and this is cool right here. The
Yeah.
the gas sticker,
Yep.
1945.
Yep, that'd be a ration
Ration
tag.
sticker,
Yep. And this one runs and drives. Artillery rims, artillery style. This is actually a very nice car. And then, don't get jealous. I know you want it. This is a Lumina APV 1990 van.
Some style in the early 90s.
Oh my gosh, I remember these things. And Deb, when she was a young mom, this is where the children were, but look at the lone seat in the back.
You put the bad kids back.
That's
in.
what I was just going to say, yep. But this also, it needs a battery. We're going to put a battery in it. But it's got 148,000 miles on it or something.
Clean, though.
Yeah, look at the plate. And this came from the family dealership.
So they bought it there brand new.
Yeah. I think it's been through a few family members.
I would probably agree with you on that one.
Yeah. But I mean, the front end is just crazy. What engineer thought that was cool?
Very iconic, though, for the early 90s.
Yeah, that's right.
All right, so the last one up in here.
So of course we have our, I think it's a 20, which is Model T, 26 I think, Model T.
26, yep.
Yep, and this one, the motor is stuck and it doesn't roll, but we got go jacks and we'll get it out. But actually this must have been local, and this is the whole history of the thing. It was a Mr. Wallace, and it shows the restoration.
1975, just sitting.
Yep. And so I don't know how long exactly this has been sitting, but
It is a beautiful car.
it is. It's beautifully restored. And, you know, nothing that a little Miracle Oil, Marvel Miracle Oil or diesel fuel or kerosene soaking in the motor.
Well, the compression on these things is not much. It
No.
won't take a whole lot to break her free.
Yep, a big guy. But, you know, wood-spoked rims, you know, if you think about it, you know, 1899 was Mercedes. And then if you go up 1903 was when Indian motorcycles kind of came. And then you have early 1905, you know, NRS was first with Ford, and an A even, 1903. And then you come up when you had the Model T, everybody, that was
revolutionized everything.
yeah, that was it. And then you know, the assembly line, and they pumped out so many of them. What was it I heard that, where's Eric when you need him? Was it 13 million? Is that what it was?
lot.
A lot?
And this one's motor number like 12 million and some, so.
Yeah, and I don't know if that, you know, original, but the book's got the history. But anyway, we have Go Jacks. This one's been sitting a while, and we'll have to help you get it out of here. It did not, it rolls a bit. I think it will I think it's stuck in gear, but the motor is stuck.
Yeah.
It'll,
Well, it's a project for something.
yep, I mean, easy one, really. There's not much mechanical to these.
Yeah, you can get the engine dialed in and the body and stuff.
I mean, it's just a 4-cylinder. Not much to it compared to today.
Not at all.
Yeah, we look at our pickups and it's like, oofta.
It's all a computer and
Yeah,
1,000 miles of wire.
yes. Yeah, my husband goes, if yours dies and you're on the road, you're going to have to call somebody. I'm not coming to get you. Thank you, Mr. Vanderbrink.
All right, so we're here with Deb, who is the daughter and the owner of this collection, and she's going to give us a brief synopsis and a history on her family's dealership, you know, the area here, and pretty much anything she wants to tell us. So, Deb, I'm going to turn it over to you, and we'll get your story here.
Well, I'm glad that you can be here, Ryan, to join us and share in the fun of this collection. We're looking forward to the sale. My dad and my mom started collecting the cars. My dad, gosh, started way back in the 60s. And he was a lover of all things automobile. He had a brother, John, who loved all things airplanes. So together they had a lot of fun. And my dad collected several of the cars. He had them restored. He had a great man that he worked with, Mike Smith, who did a lot of the restoration of the cars. And my dad passed away in 1992. And after that, my mom kept the collection going, buying some cars along the way, and then started the big Corvette collection at that point. But we grew up taking cars into parades, and we did car shows, and you know, we even got to drive the Corvettes were like cars that took us to school and to work, and had lots of fun with that. So it's a great memory for all of our family, but it's time to share the collection with other people so that they can make memories of their own with all these great cars.
All right, this is the end of the inside cars. Yvette, when and where is the auction? What's all your information? How do we find you?
Okay, so this is June 13th at 10 a.m. Gates open, our doors open at 8 a.m. We're going to be selling the collection right here at the museum. And we do have 10 or 12 projects that will be up the road. They go look at them up there by their Schildberg new construction building, but we'll sell them from down here.
On a screen.
Yep, on a screen. We do have a bunch of manuals and stuff, some things for only people here. But 8 a.m. preview Friday on the 12th from 10 to 5 right here on Main Street, right off the square, 107 Iowa Street in Greenfield, Iowa. VanderbrinkAuctions.com for all the details, online bidding, catalog registration, pictures, and more auctions.
Perfect. Thank you, Yvette.
You bet.
All right, so here's a few more cars that will be at the auction. The Cadillac might be brought up. It's a LaSalle. But the rest, I'm assuming, are going to be sold via a TV screen. Super cool car. Chevy Cabriolet. Nice project car for someone. '64 Chevelle. 300 four-door sedan. Nice body. Be a hell of a project for someone. Just tune her up, some new tires, and rock and roll. 49 Chevy, it's a four-door sedan. Accessory front and rear guards. Vent shades. Original black paint. Accessory steering wheel. Very nice original car. All right, couple more up here. '28 Chevy. Another four-door suicide door sedan. And the final one, I believe, is the 41 Chevy Super Deluxe. 216 engine. Really nice original paint. Honda motorcycles for sale. I don't know anything about motorcycles or old buggies, but this is also for sale at the auction. And then some vintage snowmobiles. A Ridge Runner. This is a Sprint 293. What year do you think these are? 60s, 70s? Yeah, super vintage. And I know nothing about these at all, so the people buying them are going to know a lot more than I will, that's for sure. But these will also be on the sale. All right, so the last one's up here. Chevy 1-ton or 1.5-ton pickup. 64 Buick Electra 225. Nice interior. A little bit of headliner tearage, but not too bad. 72 Olds 98. Big car. Two-door hardtop. A little newer, this is an 80s Buick Park Avenue, like, I don't even know what year, 85, 86 maybe. Interior just looks mint in the thing. Square body C30, custom deluxe with a flatbed. Early 50s Plymouth Cambridge four-door sedan. Nice project car. Like, hell, these are all nice project cars. Then an early gangster era four-door sedan Dodge. Not sure the year on this one. It also has a gas ration sticker. Super cool. Kind of an ugly front end, but makes it super cool and unique. Yeah, it's not too bad. Project car, another Chevy four-door sedan. You know, the body is not really in too bad a shape. Missing some parts, but nothing you can't find or a fab guy can't make. It's Bonnie and Clyde stuff right here. Super cool, man.